dessert and still reach your goals. This dessert here, if I just put it a bit closer to the camera there, it's got a whopping 26 grams of protein. And it's got two of my favourite things, fruit, namely plums in there. You can probably just see there, and chocolate. I'm just gonna taste it now. I hope this isn't making you hungry. It's actually a mousse, a homemade mousse. So grab your pen. I'm going to give you the recipe and then I'm going to get into lots of different foods on this live and actually how you're going to get in 150 grams of protein. But grab a pen and paper. If you're watching this back as a recording, I put all the recipes today in the description. So this has got 2 dried plums. It's got 130 ml of coconut kefir. So you could use standard kefir. If you're plant-based, you can use coconut kefir. Absolutely amazing for your digestive health. And then it's actually got a scoop of protein powder. Now I've got casein here. Casein is slow-releasing protein powder. And why would you have that? Well, sometimes, not straight after strength training, that's not a good time to have slow-releasing protein powder. But if it's your last meal of the day, it's going to take you through the night and it's going to give you muscle building in the night. So that's why you might have casein. But you could use whey, you could use plant-based protein, and that is it. You basically blend all the ingredients up together apart from the fruit, and then you layer it into a glass with fruit, and that is your dessert. Absolutely amazing snack. A whopping 26 grams of protein, 37 grams of carbs, and 5 grams of fat. It's actually 288 calories there. So that is my first dish of the day. I will leave it there actually, just in shot. So today I'm going to be showing you how to get in 150 grams of protein. And as we were leading up to this live, hello and welcome by the way, and thank you for joining. As we were leading up to this live event, someone left a comment on a post that I made saying you don't need 150 grams of protein. Her name was actually Dr. Adrian Miller. Now that just goes to show you, doctors often know nothing. In this country, in the UK, we actually have, many doctors are not trained in nutrition. What she didn't know is that women over 40, we need to be actually getting in extra protein. And so if you weigh over 150 pounds or more, you need to be getting in 150 grams of protein or more. And that's why I picked 150 grams of protein. Personally, I generally get in 130 grams of protein because I weigh about between 110 and 117 pounds I sit at. So I'm about between 51 and 53 kilos. So I don't need 150 grams of protein, but the higher the protein intake you take, and I'm going to be showing you some great meals that you can have there. There's just a couple there, just to give you a taster. Now, the more protein that you can have, the more satisfied that you're going to feel. And protein has a thermic effect. So if you're just joining, hello and welcome. I'm talking about protein today and I'm getting like straight into it. So it has a thermic effect. What does that mean? It means that when you eat protein, your body is burning calories. So you're just burning calories by eating. So I'm eating this glorious dessert, and as I'm digesting it, because it's got 26 grams of protein in it, my body's going to be burning calories. Isn't that amazing? Would you agree? Let me know in the chat. Isn't that amazing? There's not much food you can eat which you're going to be burning calories. If it's full of fat and it's full of carbohydrate, you're not going to be burning calories. So that's the first thing about protein. It's the thermic effect. The second thing is you're going to be able to build and maintain muscle. And so you want to have muscle on your body, because what does muscle do? Muscle is the thing that is going to burn calories. So the more muscle you have on your body, and your muscle is naturally declining when you reach over the age of 40, even 35 actually, your muscles get declining at a rate of 1% per year. That's massive. I'm 58. If I hadn't have done anything, I would have lost 18% of my muscle mass. That is massive, isn't it? So you've got the thermic effect, it's going to help you build and maintain muscle, and it's going to keep you satisfied. So what I find, so going back to this lovely dessert with 26 grams of protein, I'm going to be showing you a lot more meals so you can get some really good ideas for meals, and they're not particularly, they're not boring meals, they're exciting meals. They're things that are going to help you stay on track with food because it's nice food. That's the sweet spot. But basically, when you have loads of protein, what happens is you feel really satisfied. So we welcomed over 500 women into my new program on the 12th of January. We had a call last Monday about nutrition. Hello, if you're here from the Belly Fat Bootcamp. Really welcome to join. You've all got your own meal plans. And one of the things they said is, I can't eat all that food. Every time a woman joins one of my programs, and I'm going to show you like a typical day for me, a typical day for any women on my programs, they will say, okay, Melissa, I cannot eat all of this food because protein is really satiating. So what's good about that? Well, what's going to happen is you won't feel the need to snack on food that doesn't help you reach your goal. So the high fat, high salt, high sugar stuff that we're being marketed to all the time, we won't feel like eating it because we're completely full and satisfied. So I'm hoping I can kind of just turn the camera here, so bear with me, and I'm going to be showing you, this is my kitchen, we're live from my kitchen, some typical meals that you can eat that would help you get in, including this dessert, help you get in 150 grams of protein. Does that sound good? Let me know in the comments. And I know many of you have said, well, there's a survey right at the top. So if you're just joining, we're talking about how to get in 150 grams of protein. And right at the top, I've put a poll. And before I join this live, I can't actually look at the poll at the moment. I've said, do you think you're eating? Oh, actually, I can look at the poll. Do you think you're eating enough protein to reach your goals? 62% of you said no, and 18% not sure. So that's like 80% of you are either no or not sure. I'm going to talk about it today. So you know, and only 20% of you say yes. So if you say yes, well done. And what does that mean? You're probably wondering, well, what's the amount of protein I need to take in to reach my goal? Excuse me while I just turn the camera back round again. What does it mean? Protein, how much protein do you need to reach your goals? So what I like to talk about with women at this stage in life is getting in 1 gram of protein per pound in your body weight. Or if you weigh over 170 pounds, shoot for your goal body weight. So that's really it. It's gonna be So I'm just fiddling with the pole now and I can't get rid of it. But it's going to be like a large amount of protein for most people, and you're going to have to eat differently. So I just showed you the food there. You're going to have to eat differently, and I'm going to show you each meal one by one. I'm going to tell you the recipe. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. We've just done the snack, haven't we? But I've got an alternative snack as well. So but what it basically means is you're gonna need to eat protein at every single meal and snack. And thank you if you are still filling in the poll. That is absolutely amazing. And it's good to have you here. So, thank you so much for joining and welcome. And, I can see there's a lot of you that want to know about food. So this is breakfast. So you want to front load your breakfast, the first meal of the day, with a lot of protein. Why do you want to do that? Well, it's going to keep you really satisfied and full of energy through the day. So I actually had this for my breakfast because I made two. I made two portions, one for this live and one for myself to eat. And it literally kept me going for 4 or 5 hours. So what's in it? Grab your paper and pen, write down the recipe. Some of you will know this because if you do my programs, you'll know that I often put this. So they're protein waffles, which are the same as protein pancakes. Slightly different recipe actually, which I'll talk about than I normally do. So it's got 1 banana. It's got a scoop of protein powder. It's got 30 grams of oats, which is like a heaped tablespoon. It's got 2 eggs. It's got 50 grams of cottage cheese. So cottage cheese is a real game changer when it comes to beefing up your protein intake. It's got baking powder. And so what you do is just blend that all up. You can make them into pancakes or waffles. I don't find I need to add any liquid because the banana and the cottage cheese will make that quite liquidy, and the eggs as well. So this is one of my favourite breakfasts. Obviously, I've added in berries. Berries are a great food. They're great antioxidants. They're anti-inflammatory. This is going to keep you going for hours and hours and hours. So I would highly recommend that. And if you front load your protein, you are not playing catch up. So this has got a whopping 46 grams of protein in it. So it's just going to keep you're not then with all your other meals thinking, oh, I've got to play catch up and get all this protein in. So you want to have a protein heavy breakfast. Now, sometimes we want something that's like the foods we enjoy. So I was kind of thinking about, so what should I prepare for this live? And one of the things that's really popular here in the UK are chicken shops. Chicken shops. So it's like chicken and fries. We call it chicken and chips. And you often have slaw with it. And so I've done my kind of take on that. And what I've done is chicken breast. So, and I've done that in the air fryer with a little bit of spray oil. And that's 150 grams of chicken there, which is about 7 ounces. I think that's 7 ounces. And what I've done is, rather than fries, I've done sweet potato. You could use, plain potato. I've done, plain white potato. There is nothing wrong with that, by the way. Sweet potato is slightly better because it's going to be lower in calories and it's got loads of health benefits, but there's actually nothing wrong with white potato. I eat white potato quite regularly. And so that's 100 grams, which is about 3.5 ounces of sweet potato, and they're just in their skins. Leave the skin on because it's much healthier. You get all the nutrients inside the skin and on the skin. Again, they're done in the air fryer with a little bit of spray oil, and then I've made my own homemade slaw, and I've put Greek yogurt, which is like a magic ingredient for me that can really beef up your, protein intake. Greek yogurt and apple cider vinegar as the dressing on the homemade slaw. Now, if I look at what that means, that's 45 grams of protein there in your lunch. So you've literally, for lunch and breakfast, you've got 90 grams of protein in already. Already. So it's like, wow, you're only halfway through the day. So that is an amazing lunch. So then I'm going to go on to dinner. And this, I've got like a plant meal. Just in case there's anyone plant-based here, we usually do get a lot of questions. And just as a side note, I've pinned a comment at the top. And if you're watching this back, there is also a link in the description to my free nutrition guide and meal plan. So it's a sample meal plan, so you don't have to second guess what you are eating. It's absolutely free. It's hugely popular. I could actually charge money for this meal plan.